Top 5 mistakes to avoid when buying a Tesla. Welcome to Tech Bang, and in today's video, we will be talking about 5 mistakes to avoid when buying a Tesla. There's much to consider because electric cars like Tesla differ significantly from their gasoline-powered counterparts. Without wasting time, let's get to the video. Number 1. Missing out on savings. There is a question of whether or not buying used electric vehicles can help you save cost. This is a bit weird right now because a lot of the used electric vehicles on the market are just as expensive as the new ones. This is caused by factors such as the computer chip shortage, but hopefully, these issues will be resolved soon. Tesla vehicles are one of the best to retain their value when it comes to resale. Another way to save cost is to check if there are any rebates in your area. This could be in your city or state like California, where you not only get a federal tax credit, but you also get a state credit. Other companies, like power companies, offer rebates, and this is something to keep in mind when buying your used or new electric vehicle to save costs. Number 2. Not having a charging plan. You need to know beforehand how, when, and where you are going to charge, because no more gas station stops to fill up the tank. For most people, you will be charging at home, which is way more convenient than gas cars. When you charge your car at home, you don't have to worry about it during your daily driving. Charging overnight ensures you wake up to a fully charged car each day. You should have a dedicated charging spot to charge your car at home, and most likely, and preferably, it would be in a garage. If your normal daily driving is no more than 40 to 50 miles per day, then you can probably get away with just charging on a normal outlet, which would charge your car at a rate of about 4 or 5 miles of range per hour of charge. So if you charge your car on an average of 10 hours overnight, that will give you about 50 miles of charge regained overnight charging on a normal outlet. If you want to have a higher or faster charging rate, the most common solution is to have a 220 volt NEMA 1450 outlet installed in your garage. Another option is to get a Tesla wall connector. A normal outlet is called a level 1, and a 240 volt or dryer outlet is commonly referred to as level 2. If you don't have a dedicated charging spot and you do street parking or live in an apartment with no garage, you might have to rely on other charging methods. So ask your place of employment if you can pay to have a charging outlet installed so you can charge at work while your car is sitting outside. If you can't charge at work, you might have to rely on public charging stations. You can check the PlugShare website or application to familiarize yourself with charging stations at your location and in your area. The search will show the lower charging stations, which are most likely free and can be found at parking garages or certain businesses, or destination charges at hotels. The most popular public charging infrastructure is called the DC fast charging, which is level 3, and that's where the Tesla superchargers come into play, and they are mainly built for road trips. So if you're taking a road trip, you will need a DC fast charger. The PlugShare application will show you all the available chargers for you to choose from. Another thing you should look at is how much does your electricity cost at home, so you can save money on gas by buying an electric vehicle if you live in a state that has cheap electricity, like Kentucky. Number 3. Not getting range. The range is the most important factor when you are buying an electric vehicle, and it's the main factor for choosing a Tesla. For some people, the minimum to feel comfortable is a range of 300 miles, and thus is not commonly available in electric cars that are not Tesla made. So as you can see, when you are looking at electric vehicles, the range is the biggest factor that contributes to the price of the car. The more the range, the more expensive the car. The less the range, the less the price of the car. The reason why it's good to have over 300 miles of range is that some things affect the range that you don't think about until you get in the car. You're not just going to get the full EPA estimated range daily when you're traveling 65 miles an hour, or when you're traveling in the winter and it's below freezing, or if you're driving on an incline, your range is going to take a hit as well. So there are several factors that negatively impact range, and if you can afford it, try to get the most range when you can when buying an electric vehicle, as it will come in handy at some point. So if the electric vehicle will be your main car or your only car, make sure you have enough range and try to get at least 300 miles of range. The long-range Tesla Model 3 has 350 miles of range, or around $50,000. The longest range available right now is the Tesla Long Range Model S, with over 400 miles of range, or around $80,000, and the Long Range Model Y is over 325 miles of range, or around $50,000 for the dual motor, which is a great deal. Number 4. Spending too much range. This has to do with getting too much range, which means you are paying more for an electric vehicle, and it might scare off a lot of people who want to go electric. If you are looking to buy an electric car and the prices are scaring you, just look for something that has less range. The only way you can do that, though, is if you are in a certain scenario where you have a gas car as a backup, which makes you a 2-car household. In such an instance, you can use a cheaper electric vehicle with less range to do your daily commuting, and your gas car as a road trip car, and this is what a lot of people do. This presents a lot of great options for electric vehicles that are lower range and of lower cost, which you are not going to take on road trips, but you will be able to drive around town. So if you have a gas car as a backup, or you are in a position to rent a gas car for road trips, then you have the option to purchase a lower range electric vehicle for your normal daily commuting and save cost in the long run and the expense of buying gas. Number 5. Ongoing expenses. Another mistake you can make is to not know the ongoing cost in the form of insurance, registration fees, and also maintenance fees. With an electric car, there are a lot fewer moving parts compared to a gas vehicle. When it comes to electric vehicles, the biggest cost and most expensive part is the battery pack. You may have heard the myth that you need to replace your battery every 3 years or every 100,000 miles, but that is not the case at all. The battery technology of electric vehicles is very good, especially for Tesla. The batteries, however, differ from manufacturer, but most electric vehicles come with a warranty for the battery pack and the drivetrain, so you most probably will get 8 years, 100,000 miles for the battery, so you should not have to worry about the battery ever dying. Usually, the battery in the drivetrain will last longer than the life of the vehicle. Another thing you should think about for the ongoing expenses of maintenance is that there is no maintenance. You don't have to do any oil changes but simply tire rotations. Because of the heaviness of the vehicle, due to the size of the battery pack, the car weighs more and wears out the tires a little bit faster than the conventional gas-powered vehicle. So that's it for today's video. Do you think we missed some helpful tips to reduce overspending on a Tesla? If so, let us know in the comments. Also, don't forget to like and share the video. Also, please subscribe to the channel. And for more content like this, keep it tech bang.